Hello everyone. Good morning. Sorry for the delay. My name is Syed Kausar Jahan. Okay, today I am going to take a Go Java demo session. Let us start our session. One second. If everyone able to see my screen, right? If yes, please respond me in the chat so that I can able to know that you are able to see the screen. Could you please? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. The first 5 sessions will be the demo sessions. After that, only the paid students will get the link. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is a weekend batch, right? I forgot. The first 2 sessions will be the demo sessions, like today and tomorrow. After that, only the paid students will get the link from next weekend. Okay. Let us start our session. Now see your application. Okay. Like first thing, core Java. The name core Java is normally and not a technical terminology to see for this Java. Okay. But why we are calling this as a core Java means for the easily understanding of the people. Like if you see, normally the technical term of this Java is Java to Standard Edition. If we say that I was doing this Java to Standard Edition course, then mostly not many people will know that what is that course. But if you anyone see that I am doing the core Java course means that it is easily understandable to in every mind that yeah, there is something related to the Java course. But technical terminal is it is a Java to Standard Edition. And why only we had to choose this core Java? Why not the other languages? Because in the recession time also, the subject what we have learned in the Java is very boom because every company will uses this Java as their programming language to develop any application. Okay, that is the reason why every people will prefer this Java as their back backend programming language, and every company will have the Java openings. Okay, because of the situation that every company is having their projects to develop using this Java programming language, it is highly demanded in market. Okay, or you can have a doubt that why can't the Python? Because here Java is already developed application, means it is already developed programming language. But this Python is it is it to develop, it to completely have the futures. It is not like completely having the all the futures. It is not completely like a boom. Okay, it is upcoming. But this Java is already in the boom. Okay, that is the reason why we have to choose only Java as the backend programming language. Okay, this is a small basic info about the Java. Okay, now we are going to start about this. What is today our agenda is what is Java, where is Java used, what are the features of Java, and how many types of Java are there, and a small Java program, and how we are going to compile and run the Java program. What are the concepts of OOPS and what are the advantages of Java? What are the disadvantages of Java? Okay. Now let us start with this. What is Java? First, we will have small discussion about this. What is Java? Java is an object-oriented programming language as well as a platform. Means It is completely based on object oriented. Means it deals with the objects. Normally, when we beyond this Java programming language, we'll have like C and C++, right? C++ is not a completely object-oriented programming language, but C is not at all object-oriented. It is completely structure-oriented programming language. But this Java is completely object-oriented programming language, as well as a platform. Platform means like we can use this Java as a backend programming language on the web also, not only in the standalone application. Like for the C, we are having the Turbo C editor to write the program, right? But in this Java, it can use to write a program on the web also. That is the reason we are calling here Java is an object-oriented programming language as well as platform. Okay. And this Java was developed by a team led by James Gosling at the Sun Microsystem in 1991. Java was developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystem in 1991. And this is the first programming language which comes the concept of writing programs that can be executed using the web. I told you, right? This Java programming language can be executed using the web. Okay, this is the first programming language invented by the James Gosling, which can be executed on the web. Okay, this is some basic information about this Java. Means which type of programming language Java is and who developed this programming language and what is the main advantage of this programming language, so that you'll have some bit idea about this, what is this Java. Okay, now where is this Java used? Any programming language, it must be used, right? Otherwise there is nothing usage of developing that programming language. So in which type of applications this Java is used? Okay, according to Sun Microsystem, 3 billion devices run the Java. See, 3 billion devices running the Java. Now I think it is more than that also. It was a bit earlier, it was using 3 billion devices running this Java. Okay. What are the main devices that are using this Java currently are? There are types of applications which are using this Java. Okay, the first one is the desktop applications and web applications, enterprise applications, mobile applications, embedded applications, and the games application. These are all types of applications are using this Java as their backend programming language. Okay, and the Java developer is also known as backend developer because this Java programming language will use as their backend language to develop their applications. Okay, what are these desktop applications? Desktop applications means what? Adobe Reader, Media Player, antivirus, etc., which are all we can install and use on the desktop or known as desktop applications. How these are using this Java as their programming language means to develop these desktop applications, they are using this Java as a backend programming language. Because of the features of Java, it is highly recommended to use in this applications. Okay, see here, antivirus is also using Java as their programming language. Means how much secure it is, right? Because antivirus is what? To protect the system from the viruses, they are will install this antivirus. It is also using this Java, means that much secure Java is, right? Now web applications. Web application means what? In order to book, like the examples of this web applications are IRCTC, Java, T-Point, etc. IRCTC means in order to book a ticket from source to destination, we are using this irctc.com. Okay. See, in this also we are using means we'll having the payment gateway also in this to book a ticket. If any application is related to payment, then it must be highly secure. Okay. In this scenario also we are using this Java means Java is highly secured programming language. Okay. And Java T-Point. You all know, I think, what is this Java T-Point? It is a tutorial point where any user can or any customer can reach and search for any technical terminology we can learn. We can do the courses on that. Okay. And so many web applications can be developed by using this Java. And enterprise applications. Enterprise means what? It is a very big application. It is so many customers will interact to that application. We call those type of applications as enterprise application. Okay. What are the examples of this enterprise application where we are using this Java? That are banking application, business application, etc. Banking applications means where so many customers will hit to the banking server, right? And we can fetch the data on that. Okay. So it must be handled by that because so many lakhs of people will interact with the banking application, even though the server should not go down, right? That is so many types customers using that banking application. Though it's a banking application will also be developed by the Java as their backend programming language, and some business applications like Amazon, Flipkart, they are also using this Java as their programming language to develop their application. Mobile application, like we can also have some applications which we are going to, like WPS Office, for example, which you are using on a mobile application, CAM scanner. These are all can be used using this Java as their backend programming language. Okay, and embedded application. Embedded application means what? A large applications which are embedded with other things. Okay, and games. So many game applications also developed using this Java as their programming language. See, these are all the main applications what they are using Java as their programming language to develop their applications. Okay, this is why this Java is highly recommended in these applications. Okay, and then what are the features of Java? Because of these features only, Java is highly recommended nowadays. Okay, not nowadays, it's earlier also. Java is highly recommended because of this features only. Okay. Now, what are the features of this Java? Java is simple, means it is easily understandable to the user or the programmer, so that if you try to rectify anything, we can easily rectify if anything is changed. Okay. Java is object oriented, means Java is completely based on the objects. Okay. It is dependent on the class and object. Okay. So without creating an object, we cannot do anything in the Java application. Okay. Definitely we have to create an object so that we can perform any operation. Okay. Java is distributed. Distributed is what? Java feature. There is one very good feature of this Java. We can write once, run anywhere. Java is ORA. Write once, run anywhere. So when we write any Java program and when we execute that, it will generate a dot class file. Okay. Now that dot class file can be distributed to multiple systems or multiple PCs. Like, for example, I'm having Windows as my operating system, and one more PC is there which is having Linux as their operating system. If I can transfer this dot class file, means the executable file of Java, to the Linux operating system PC, and I can execute that on that system also. I can transfer that system, I can transfer the dot class file through the network. That is the future called distributed. And I can transfer and execute that dot class file in the Linux also. That is portable. Portable means movable. We can move the dot class file and we can execute that dot class file with the Linux operating system PC also. Okay, that is the very good future of this Java. Normally in C and C process, it was like if we write the C program and the Windows system, then we have to run on the same system only. Okay, or in the Windows system only. But in the Java, if you write the program on the Windows system, and we can run that program on the Linux also. Okay, and Java is a robust programming language. Java is a robust programming language. Robust means what? A very strong programming language. Java is a strong programming language because of its future called security. It is highly secure programming language. Java is highly secured programming language. Java is interpreted and compiled. Interpreted means what? It is executing the file of Java line by line. It will execute the Java code line by line. That is called interpreted. Okay. And compiled. Definitely Java code is compiled and interpreted. Okay. Compiled means to check the syntax error. Interpreted means to check the runtime errors. Okay. Java is multi-threaded. Means Java supports the multi-threaded concept. Multi-threaded concept means what? Simultaneously executing the multiple threads. Means if I'm doing some chatting on my WhatsApp in the mobile, parallelly I am playing some music in the background. So I am doing the two operations at a time. So that is called multi-threading concept, you can say. Okay. Now, how many types of Java are there? There are 3 types of Java. Those are J2SE, J2EE, and J2ME. J2SE means what? Java 2 Standard Edition. And the second one is Java 2 Enterprise Edition. Java 2 Mobile Edition. These 3 are the types of Java. What is this? I told you, right? Core Java, we call it as Java 2 Standard Edition. That is the first type. Okay. It is used for standalone application. Standalone application means what? Like there won't be having any client server interaction in that application. We call it as standalone application. That comes under this Java 2 Standard Edition. Now, the second type is Enterprise Edition. Enterprise Edition means what? Definitely that client server interaction will be involved in these types of applications. For example of this is like HDFC Bank. I'm sitting in some X and Y location. I'm trying to hit the bank server, which is located at the Mumbai location. If I hit the server, then I'm giving the credentials on my net banking. I'm trying to fetch the account details. Okay. Now what the happens in the background? I'm doing my credentials. A request will be sent to the server whether the credentials are correct or not. If it is correct, it will respond to the customer that open the home page of the net banking. Okay. If not, it will give the error, give the correct credentials like that. Okay. See, there is hit and means request and response are going through the network. Means client is the customer, server is the banking application. It is happening background like this. Though if client server interaction is there, then those types of applications will know it as enterprise applications, and it comes under the enterprise edition. Okay. In business applications also, we can check on this Java in Amazon. Like if you are trying to fetch something, then it will check in the Amazon server and it will give the count or if the product is available or not. That will check and respond to us, right? That is also comes under this enterprise edition. In standalone edition, Adobe Reader, Media Player, which we can able to run on the desktop. Okay. And next, Java 2 Mobile Edition. Mobile Edition means what? This used for developing the mobile applications like games, etc. Okay. Now to develop the mobile application, we are using this Java as their programming language. Okay. Now, a small program, a very basic program to understand how this Java program will looks. Okay. This is public class hello world. Means what? First I told you, right? Without class and object, there is nothing to write in the Java program. Anything we have to write in the class, the Java program. Okay. So this is the class. This is the class name. Okay. And here, this is the access modifier. Access modifier means to give the accessibility to all the Java program application. We are using this access specifier as public. Okay. And class hello world, public static void main. This is the main method of the class. Like any Java program should have at least one main method in any one class. If you are having the multiple class in the Java program, then at least one class should have this main method. Otherwise, the Java program doesn't run because Java program execution starts from the main method. Okay. Java program execution starts from the main method. Now, in the main method, just we are printing this hello world system dot out dot println. Means what? It is just in order to print what are the things we have given in the inverted commas on the monitor. We are using this system dot out dot println. Okay. And while we are saving this program, definitely we have to give the file name as the class name. The class name and the file name should be the same whenever we are writing this Java program. Okay. Here, public is the access specifier. It can be called from anywhere. Static. Static in the main method, public static void main is there, right? And string aux. What are the uses of this? Why we are going to write this means? Public means access specifier. Okay, it can be called from anywhere. Static means without creating an object, we can call the methods of that class. Okay, by using the static keyword. Void means it is a return type of the main method. Okay. And that too, void means nothing. Nothing is returning from by the main method. Okay. And main is the name of the function or name of the method. And string aux. String aux here is the command line argument data type. In is string aux means in order to accept the command line arguments, we are using this string aux. Okay, what are the arguments that can be passed in the command lines? Should be of string type. Okay, it should be of string type. Now, how we are going to compile and run the Java program? To compile the Java program, we have to use javac, means this is the command. Javac in the command prompt, we have to run this javac, and this is the file name. Hello world dot Java. We have to compile any Java program like this. Javac file name dot Java. While compiling the Java, after compiling this Java program, if it is not throwing any error, then it will go to the next line. Then we have to run the Java program, Java and the file name without the dot Java extension. Only the class name should be given here. Okay, this Java and the class name. Then it will run the Java program and it will give the output. Okay, compile and run. For compiling javac file name dot Java. Now running Java and the file name. Okay. Now concepts of OOPS. Java has become most popular because of this OOPS concept only. Okay. Now we'll go into that. What are the concepts of this OOPS? What are the concepts of this OOPS means? Object is an OOPS concept. Class, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. These are all the main concepts of OOPS. Okay. Now I'll give you some brief introduction about this OOPS concepts. Okay. Because in depth means anyhow we'll discuss in the next classes. So I'll give a brief introduction about this. Object means what? It is an instance of a class. Means in order to use any class, definitely we need to create an object. Without an object, we cannot use any class members or class data. Class is like a book. Object is like a pen. Okay. Without having the pen, can we do any use of this book? Nothing, right? So in order to use or in order to get the functionality of a class, we are using this object. Okay. And class is like a blueprint of the Java program. It gives the complete picture of the Java program or the functionality. What is the functionality and why we are going to develop this class? It will be known in the class only because it is the blueprint of the Java program. Okay. Definitely class and object are dependent. Okay. And what is this encapsulation? Encapsulation means binding of the data together into a one unit known as encapsulation. Encapsulation means what? We're having the data variables and data members together into a one unit known as class. Okay. The class is an encapsulated class because we're having the data variables and data members together into one unit. This functionality is known as encapsulation. Okay. Inheritance. Inheritance means what? Acquiring the base class properties by the child class means parent class properties are going to use by the child class is known as inheritance. For example, my father is having a habit of reading the newspaper. If I'm also having the habit of reading the newspaper, how I acquired the property means from my father. So the same way acquiring the properties of parent class by the child class is known as inheritance. Okay. What is this polymorphism? Polymorphism means many forms. Means One object can be used in many forms. One method can be used in many forms. Is known as polymorphism. In polymorphism, we are having method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading is a static polymorphism. Method overriding is a dynamic polymorphism. Okay. And what is this method overloading? Method overriding is method overloading. We're having the same method name with different number of or different type of data types. Okay. We are having the same method name and number of or different type of arguments will be different. And method overloading comes under the same class, not on a different class. When it comes to this method overriding is also having the same method name and same number of arguments, but it should be in the different classes. It comes with the uses of inheritance. In the inheritance concept, we are using this method overriding. Okay. And what is this abstraction? Abstraction means hiding of the data. Means the implementation of the methods will be hidden. Only the declaration will be done in the abstract class. Okay. The implementation will be done by the implementing class. If abstract class is implemented by some other class, then that class has to implement the abstract methods of the class. That is known as abstraction. Okay. These are the main concepts of the OOPS. As every programming language will have the pros and cons. Now, what are the advantages of this Java? Java is a simple language because it is easily understandable by the user, and Java is a robust programming language since it uses the strong memory management. Java is robust language since it uses the strong memory management because memory management is taking care of the JVM. JVM is Java Virtual Machine. While we installing the JRE and JDK, JVM will get installed. It is taking care of the memory management in Java. Okay, that is the reason it is a very strong or robust programming language. And I told you, right, Java is a first language which program can be executed on the web. And Java main feature is Aura. Write once, run anywhere. To write once in any one OS, then we can execute that on any type of OS. Okay. And Java is multi-threaded concept. So we need not to provide memory to every running thread. If it is process means we have to provide memory to the each process. But if it is a thread, right? So no need to provide the memory for each and every running thread. Okay. That is the feature of this Java. And disadvantages of this Java. It is a slow performance because it needs to be interpreted during the runtime, which allows it to run on every operating system. See, if I interpreted that Java program on Windows, if I take the .class file and I will try to run on the Linux, then also it will be interpreted line by line, and again it should be executed on that operating system also. So here it is time taking. So it is a bit slower performance. Okay. And it also consumes more memory since it runs on the Java virtual machine. Anything that is running on the virtual machine will take the more memory because it is running on the background and it is running on the virtual machine also, right? Something is running on the background and we are running on the virtual machine also. So it takes the more memory. And as the memory management is taken care by the Java virtual machine, there is no control over the garbage collection. What is this garbage collection means? Garbage collection will delete all the unused objects and free up the space. Okay. But it is taken care by the Java virtual machine, right? So there is no control over that. So that the programmer can halt that or it can give some timer to that. So it is taking care of the virtual machine. Whenever it is found the unused variable, it will delete that and freeze the space. So it is having no control over the garbage collection. It is some disadvantages of this Java. Okay. This is about the basic information about this advantages and disadvantages. Okay. We'll have 5 minutes of break and we'll start again on 6. Sorry, we'll start again by 8. Okay. Okay. If yes, please respond me in the chat. Okay. We'll have 5 minutes of break. Hello, guys. Now we are going to discuss why only Java you have to use and what is the differences between this Java and other programming languages and the history of Java, why they have been implemented this and how many members have implemented, what is the purpose they have started to develop this Java. Because if you know the history means then it will be more interesting to learn any programming language. Okay. And what are the features of this Java? I already told you a brief introduction and the same I'm going to explain you in this one is a bit more. Okay. And the programming format of this Java and Java statements and the data types. Okay. Java is mostly popular because of this cross-platform compatibility and built-in security. Cross-platform compatible means what? I told you, right, from the Windows to Linux, Linux to Windows. This cross-platform compatibility is acceptable by this Java. And the built-in security. Java has a built-in security feature. That is the reason why Java become most popular. Okay. And Java program can run on any machine with a Java runtime environment installed. Means Java program can run on any machine. Means what? Any type of OS is supported. But that must be installed this JRE. Okay. If it is having the JRE installed means then the Java program can run on any machine. And programs operate on various computers. All the Java programs can operate on various computers. And Java is used by many banks, manufacturer companies, insurance organizations, utilities, and retailers. These many types of users are using this Java as their programming language to develop their application. And it is the reason majorly industries ruled by Java. This is the main reason why major industries in nowadays is ruled by this Java. Okay. The differences between this Java, C and C++. Okay. See here. Here the pictorial only represents here C having these many features, C++ these many features, and this Java is having using of both C and C++ features and some extra features to develop this Java programming language. Okay. So all I'm going to discuss it now. What are the metrics? Means based on the metrics only, we are going to divide the functionality of any programming language, right? So on which metrics these programming languages are differencing means, the first thing is programming paradigm. Means what? Which type of paradigm is using by this programming language? C is using the procedural language. Means what? A procedural programming language paradigm is going to use by this C language. Means there is no concept of object. It is using only the function based, only the functions are allowed in this C programming language. Okay. When come to this C++ and Java, these two are object-oriented programming language. And C++ is partially object-oriented programming paradigm. But this Java is purely object-oriented. Okay. And next, the origin of this programming languages. Okay. Means based on which programming language, if you are developing any software means that must be developed by some other programming language, right? To develop that. So what is the origin programming language of these languages? Or C based on assembly language. Earlier we are having this assembly language. So based on that assembly language, C has been developed. And C++ has been developed based on C language. Java has been developed based on C and C++. Okay. And next, who developed this programming language? C developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972 and C++ Jarne Stroustrup in 1979, Java by James Gosling in 1991. Okay. And now, the translator means which types of translators these programming languages are using. Like C using compiler only, C++ also compiler only. But Java uses both compiler plus interpreted because it is a interpreted language. Okay. And next, C is platform dependent. I told you, right? It is platform dependent because if you write any C program, we have to run on that type of OS or that type of system only. We cannot run on any other type. Okay. And C++ is also a platform dependent one. But this Java is platform independent. Okay. Because it has a feature called Aura. And next, code execution. Code execution will be done directly in C and C++, but Java will take care of the code execution by the JVM. Java virtual machine will take care of that code execution. And the approach what they are using means C, it is using the top-down approach. C++ and Java, it is using the bottom-up approach. Okay. Like from how we are going to write the code means like what are the functionality we are going to develop. These are all, it follows a approach. So for that, C using top down and C++ and Java bottom up approach. File generation. After executing the Java program, which type of file it is going to generate means C will generate .exe file. C++ will also generate .exe file. But this Java develops .class files. Okay. And next, what are the preprocessor directories? Means preprocessor directory means what the built-in functions will be having in one directory. So which types of directories are supporting in this languages? C supports this support header files like hash include, hash define. These types of header files are going to use the built-in functions. Okay. C++ is also uses this headers files and defines, and this Java uses packages to use the built-in functions. Okay. How many number of keywords it is going to support? This C supports 32 keywords, C++ 63, Java supports 50 defined keywords. Okay. And data types like union and structure. These are supported by C and C++. Java doesn't support the union and structure data types. And inheritance concept is supported by C++ and Java. C doesn't support this inheritance concept. Okay. But multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. C++ supports the multiple inheritance, but this Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. Okay. To overcome that problem only, interface concept has been introduced in Java. Okay. Overloading means either it may be method or variable, anything. Overloading concept doesn't support by C. But C++ supports this method overloading called polymorphism. And this Java doesn't support the operator overloading. Okay. Pointers concept is supported by C and C++. Java doesn't support the pointers concept. Allocation of the memory is done by the malloc and calloc in C programming language, and in C++ new and delete Now in Java, garbage collector will take care of that allocation. Okay. Exception handling. Exception handling is not supported by C language, but C++ and Java supports the exception handling. What is this exception handling? To catch the errors, to catch the exception, we are using this exception handling. Templates are not supported by the C and Java, but C++ supports the templates. Okay. Destructors. Destructors means what? Normally we'll have constructors, right? To create any object, we are using this, including the new operator, we are using this constructor. But to destroy that particular constructors, we are having a destructors also. But C and Java doesn't support the destructors, but C++ supports this destructors. Multi-threading concept or interfaces. Multi-threading and interfaces doesn't support by the C and C++, but Java supports this multi-threading or interface concept. Database connectivity. If you are having the client server interaction only, then we can connect with the database, right? And to do any JDBC connections or to do any JDBC operations, we have to use this some database connectivity programs. So that is not supported by the C and C++, but Java supports this database connectivity. And the storage classes. Storage classes are auto extend or supported by C and C++, but Java doesn't support that storage classes. Okay. These are all the main differences between this C, C++, and Java programming languages. Okay. And now we are going through the Java history. The history of Java is very interesting. Java was originally designed for interactive television, but it was too advanced technology for digital cable television industry at that time. I told you, right? If you know the history only, then we'll have the more interesting. Earlier, it was developed for the digital cable connection for the television. But at that time, it was too advanced to have the digital cable television. Normally, we used to use this digital cable connection like before 15 to 20 years only, I think, before 15 years. Right? At the time of invention, it was too advanced. So, it was originally designed for the interactive television. Now, the history of this Java starts with the green team. Green team means what? The Java team members who developed this Java language. They call it as green teams. Okay. And now, this currently Java is used in internet programming, mobile devices, games, e-business solution, etc. In these types of applications or in these functionalities, they are using now Java. And this who are all involved in this Java team members are James Gosling, Mike Sheridan, and Patrick Norton initiated this Java language project in June 1991. Actually, these guys have initially started this Java language as their project in June 1991. Okay, the small team of this Java engineers called as Green Team. Okay, they got the idea that to develop this Java programming language. Okay, they are the initiator of this Java programming language. They known it as Green Team. Okay, and initially developed by James Gosling and Sun Microsystem, which is now a subsidiary of Oracle Corporation. Sun Microsystem is subsidiary of Oracle Corporation. Okay, and the James Gosling developed this and released in 1995. Though these team members are involved, it was completely developed by this James Gosling member. Okay, and released in 1995. Started in 1991 and released in 1995. It took completely 4 years of time period to develop this Java application. Okay, Java programming language. And in 1995, Time magazine called Java one of the 10 best products of 1995. In 1995 Time magazine, they were printed that Java has the top best products, the top 10 best products of 1995. Nowadays also it is the best product only, actually. And this JDK 1.0 was released on Jan 23, 1996. 1995 basic version they have released, and the first version they have released in 23 Jan 1996. Okay. After the first release of Java, there have been many additional features added to this language. After the first version of Java, there have been many additional features added to this language. Okay. And now, what are the Java features? The features are, it is, Java is object-oriented programming language, and I told it is completely based on the objects thing. It completely deals with the objects only. We can do any operation, we can write any functionality, we can use that based on the object only. And Java is a simple programming language so that any user or programmer can use this. Okay. And now Java is very secured. Because of this inbuilt feature security only, it is mostly popular nowadays. Okay. And this Java is platform independent, means it is not depend on only one platform. We can execute that executable file in other platform also. And it is robust programming language because of its memory management, because it is taken care by the Java virtual machine. And it is portable. We can transfer the .class file from one system to another system through the network. Okay. Architecture neutral means the architect of this Java is neutral. It is not changed. The format what it is following, that is only followed to write any Java program. And it is dynamic. Dynamic means what? Updatable or changeable. We can say Java is updatable. Okay. The new features have been added. Interpreted. It is executing the Java file Java in an interpreted manner, like line by line. Okay. And the performance is high. Okay. Because of the performance is high, it is why it is the performance is high, because it supports the multi-threaded concept. So we can do multiple operations at a time, means what? The performance will become high because so many tasks are going to complete in a single time. Then the performance is high. And distributed, because we can share the .class file to the multiple systems. It supports the distributed. Okay. And now the programming format. The programming format means what? Definitely this Java or any programming language should follow some programming format, means how the code we have to written, what we have to write the starting, after that what we have to write, after that what we have to write. We need to know the format of that any programming language to write any code, right? Now, what is the Java the supporting programming format? The first one is the documentation section, means in the first section we have to write the documentation section. Okay. After that, package statement. We have to write the package statement in the second section. After that, import statement. What all the import statements were there, we have to write at the third section. After that, interface statement. Means if the program requires any interfaces, then we have to write that on this section. We cannot write that on the second or top of that. Okay. After that, class definition. Now the class definition will start from that. Means the program execution will start from the main method which exists in the class. After the class definition, we are having this main method and its implementation. Okay, this is the programming format Java is following. Now we are going to discuss in detail about this. Okay, just by the names we are not able to get the more info. So I'll try to explain you the in depth what is this section, what is this section, everything. Okay. First one is documentation section. Documentation section is what? It is the important section only, but it is optional. Like no need to write any documentation section in any program. It is not like mandatory to write the documentation section. It is an optional section for any Java program. What does will write in this documentation section? Means what type of data we can provide in the documentation section means we can include some basic information about a Java program. Means I'll give a small example for that. For example, I am working in some company, right? If today is my last working day and I have done my coding and everything, I have pushed the code to gate and everything, it has been done and I am relieved from this company. Tomorrow, a new guy will come into my place and he need to start working where I have stopped, right? Then he is from other company. He worked on other project. If he come and he started working on my project, will he able to understand? No, right? Then if we write some basic information about the Java program in the documentation section, like I have implemented this Java program to do the addition of the two numbers based on the client requirement on 20th September to for this functionality like this. I can write these lines of code like the normal text we can write in the documentation section so that it increase the readability of the program. Means what? Anyone, if they try to open this code and if wants to implement the further code, it will be very helpful for them to understand and to implement the further code. So it is important section because of this, and it is optional. Like every time it is not at all needed. Okay. So you are able to know, right, what type of information we can provide in this documentation section. Right? Is it clear? This one. Because if you know what type of information we can provide or regarding this programming format, then it will be more helpful to you to write any Java code. Okay. And what is that basic information includes in this documentation section is the author name. I told you, right, Kausar Jahan, which I have implemented this code to add the addition, something like that. So we can provide some author name and the date of creation, means when I have created this function, and the which version I have created that, and what is this program name and the company name, means like client, and any description of the program. These all types of information we can provide in documentation section. In the normal English format, we can provide this. Okay. Because of this, it increases the readability of the program. Then can we write directly like I have written this like this? No, there is some format to write this documentation section. Okay, like we use the comments to represent this documentation section. Those are single line comment, multi-line comment, and the documentation comment. Single line comment means if I want to give only one line comment, like in like this is the one. If I want to give the comment in one line, this is my first program. If I want to give this in one line, then I can use this double slash. If I give the double slash, then I can give only one line comment. Means from starting this line to end of this line only, I can give the comments. Beyond that, I cannot give in the single line comment. If I want to give so many lines of comments, means like I told you, right? Syed Kausar Jahan developed this program to add the number of to add the two numbers or n numbers based on the client requirement on 28th September. These are all information we cannot provide in single line. We need to get 2 to 3 lines. So in this type, we have to provide slash, star, and all the information what we want to write, and then we have to close that comment by the star slash. This is used for the multi-line comments. This is used for the single line comments. Okay. And now documentation comments. Documentation comments means what? If I want to provide some reference to the document, like in any Java developer, definitely you need to refer some design doc to develop any application. Right. So if I left the company, then the other guy who came in place of me, he needs to refer that design doc. Then we can put the reference of that design doc in the documentation comment, like slash, star, star, and the documentation link or reference, and then star slash. In this way, we can provide the documentation comment. Okay. This is about this documentation comment, documentation section in the Java programming format. Okay. We will have 3 types of comments we can provide in the documentation section: single line, multi-line, and the documentation comment. Okay. Now, package declaration. Package declaration is also an optional thing. It is not like mandatory to declare this package in the package declaration. Okay. And it is placed just after the documentation section. Once the documentation has been done, we need to put this package declaration. If a documentation section is not there, then package declaration will become the top of the program. Okay. What we are going to do in this documentation section means we will declare the package name in which that class is placed. Means, right, we'll having our home, right? In our home only we persons will live. Means it is like package name here is home. Okay. And the persons where we are living, means the addresses of our means, like we'll give the home address. The same way, the classes what we are going to write in any Java program will store in this package name, or we can say the reference of these classes will be that particular package name. Okay. Now, there can be only one package statement in the Java program. Like I can't put like this class 1 in package 1, class 2 in package 2 in the same file. We cannot do like that. We have to give only one package statement in the Java file, so that all the classes what we have written will be stored in that package only. We cannot write multiple package statement in one single Java file. Okay. And it must be before and any class and interface declaration only. Before writing the class only, we have to declare this package statement. Okay. And it is also necessary because a Java class can be placed in different packages and directories based on the module that are used. Because I told you, right, if based on the requirement, based on the functionality, all the classes will be distinguished into the different packages. Like this class 1 in package 1, class 2 in package 2. If what all the classes needed in class package 1, those are all will be written in this package 1 file. And package 2 files will include all the classes which are related to the package 2. So we have to distinguish them. Okay. For all these classes, package belongs to a single parent directory. So what all the classes available to that will belongs to a single parent directory called package. And now how we are going to declare this package is by using the keyword called package, like package, package name. This is the complete package name. Okay. And now means all the classes what we have written after this will be stored in this Java T-Point package. Okay. And now the root directory of that package can also be given as the package name here. Like package com.java T-Point. This is the root directory. Okay. Java T directory is the subdirectory of this. Okay. The subdirectories will be defined or the classes will be defined by using this dot operator. This is the way how we are going to declare any package in the package declaration statement. Okay. This is the second section of the Java programming format. Okay. And now import statement. Now the package statement will have all the classes and interfaces, right? Now how we are going to retrieve those classes and interfaces of one package into the other package. Like I have defined class 1 in package 1, right? Now my requirement is I want to use that package class 1 in my program. In my some example program, I want to use that class 1. Class 1 method. Okay, we'll have some methods also, right, in the class 1. Then I want to use the methods of the class 1 in my program. Then how it is going to done? By using this import statement only, we can use those classes or the methods of that classes. Okay. Now, the package contains the many predefined classes and interfaces. If we want to use any class of particular package, we need to import that class. So we need to import that classes so that we can use the methods or functionalities of that classes. Okay. The import statement represents the classes stored in other package. Means the import statement here represents these are all the classes which is present in this package. So I am trying to use those in my program. This will be known by the compiler when we write the import statement. Okay. And this import statement is written before the class declaration and after the package statement. And the keyword what we have to use to write the import statement is import. Import keyword we have to use to define any import statement. Okay. We use the import statement in two ways. Either import a specific class or import all the classes of particular package. Means I told you, right, we can have many classes in one package. If I want to use only the class 1 of the package 1, then I can get that also, like package 1 dot class 1. If I can use any class of that package 1, there are so many classes in the package 1, then I can use import package 1 dot star. Then it will import all the classes of package 1 and we can use any class. If I'm specific that I want to use only the class 1 in the package 1, then I can write import package 1 dot class 1 semicolon. See here. Import, this is the package and this is the class. From this package, I want to use this class. Then we are using this specific class name. If I don't know which class has to be used based on my requirement, I will use means package name dot star. It will star means it will import all the classes of this package. Okay. This is the way how we are going to write the import statement. Okay. This is the way how we are going to write the import statement. Now I'll try to do this. Next one is interfaces. The next section of this Java programming format is interface section. Interface section means what? It is also an optional section. It is not like mandatory to write the interface section. Based on the requirement, if user wants to define the interface, then we can write the interface section. Otherwise, we can skip this section. Okay. We can create an interface in this section if required. And by using the interface keyword, we can create an interface. First, what is mean by an interface? I'll explain you that. Interface means what? Earlier I told you, right? To overcome the problem of multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance doesn't support by Java. So to overcome that problem, the interface concept has been introduced. What is the problem we are facing in multiple inheritance means? There is having one class called A and one more class called B. These two classes are there. Okay. And C is the child class. Okay. C is implementing both A class and B class. Means what? A parent, B parent. C is the child. C child, what it is doing? It is using both parents properties. A class properties are using by the C class. B class properties are also using by the C class. If the methods and the A and B are same, the same method is you having in the A and B class. If C is the child class using that method, for example, there is one start method is there in A class. B method is also having the start method. C is implementing that both A and B class. Because multiple inheritance means what? One child class implementing the two parent classes. It is known as multiple inheritance. Then if C is inheriting that start method in the child class, which class method will be inherit here? A class start method or B class? It is some confusion, right? The ambiguity has been raised here because which class method I need to get implement in my child class. So to overcome this ambiguity only, interface concept has been introduced. Interface means what? Will have only the abstract method. Abstract method means what? Will no implementation. See here, there is no implementation for this method. Whoever is implementing this car, right, they will write the implementation for this method based on their requirement. Okay. That is called interface. Interface will have only the abstract methods. Whoever implementing that interface, they will implement the methods of that interface. Okay. An interface is slightly different from the class. It contains only constants and method declaration. I told you, right? We'll have only the constants and method declaration. There won't be having any implementation. Another difference is that it cannot be instantiated. Like for classes, we are creating the objects, right? We are instantiating that, right? We cannot instantiate an interface. So the implementing class only can created the object. Means the class which is going to implement this interface, right? For that class, we can create the object. We can create an instance. We cannot create an instance for this interface. Okay. And one more thing. If a class is implementing this interface means, then we have to write the implements keyword. I'll write here. This is one class called Skoda car. This Skoda car wants to implement this car interface. So the relationship between the class and interface is by using the implements keyword. So if class is implementing this interface means, then we have to write the implement keyword here. Class Coda car implements car means this Coda car is using the method declarations of this interface. Now it can write this like println Skoda car. See, we are implementing this one. It has not been implemented, it is interface. So interface doesn't have the implementation. The class which is going to implement that interface, it can implement the methods of that. Okay. And we can create an object for this Kodakar and we can use these methods. Okay. And if we can also extend the interface, like the class and interface relation is implements. Okay. And if it is also an interface, then we have to use here extends. And we should not have the implementation here because it is not a class. So again, we have to define here some abstract methods only, like void Skoda futures. And it can also have this start also. Because it is, this interface is extending, Skoda car is extending this car interface. So it can also contains only the abstract methods, no implementation, but it can use the abstract methods of the car interface also. So the interface and interface relationship will be the extends and class and interface will be the implements. Okay. This is the way how we are going to define an interface in the interface section. Okay. And now the next section will be the class definition. Class definition means what? We'll define the classes in the class definition section. Okay. Now here the main Java program will start. Every program will start from the classes, right? Before that, all the packages, imports, interfaces will be done. Now the actual code will be written in the classes. Okay. It is because of this, it is, you see here, it is a vital part of the Java program because the actual code will be written in this Java class only. Without the class, we cannot write or we cannot create any Java program. Okay. And a Java program may contain more than one class definition. I told you that we can have more than one Java class in a Java program. And how we are going to define this Java classes? By using the class keyword. By using this class keyword, we are going to create our class. Okay. This is the blueprint of a Java program. Blueprint means what? How the complete picture of that program will be known by this class only. And it contains the information about the user-defined methods, variables, and constants because all the methods, variables, constants will be defined in these classes only. And I told you that at least though Java supports multiple classes in single Java program, but at least one class should have the main method. If main method doesn't exist in any class, then that program doesn't run. Okay. And the Java program will start running from the class which is having the main method. Okay. An example for this is class student open and curly braces. This is completely about this class. Okay. And these are the method. Int marks is the method in this class student. Okay. This is the implementation. We can say here the implementation of this class. Fine. What are the class variables and constants? Variables and constant means what? We define various variables and constants that are to be used in the program. Okay. In Java program, variables and constants are just defined after class definition. Because, see here, this is the class definition, right? After creating the class definition, immediately we'll define the class variables and constants. Okay. The variables and constants store the values of the parameters, because why we are using these variables and constants means to store some values which are going to be used in the complete program in the latter. Okay. And it is used during the execution of the program. When it is going to use, though we define that variables at the initial stage, at the execution time only it is going to be used, means the value what we have assigned will be reflected at the time of execution. And we can also decide the scope of the variable by the modifiers, means like the variable should be used up to the complete class or the package or in the subclasses also. Those are all will be we can give the schedule or we can give the scope for these variables by using the modifiers. If we write the modifier before the variable, then the limit will be there for those variables. Okay. It defines the life of the variable so that we can know that, yeah, this variable is accessible up to this class only. If you try to access that beyond this class, it cannot be accessed. So these types of access will be given by using the modifiers. Okay, we'll have the separate session on the modifiers also. Okay, the syntax for this data types is, or any constant is, for the variable is data type and the variable name. First, we have to write the data type and then the variable name. Okay. See here, the class definition and then open parenthesis, and here and here the data type name, and the variable name. Means this string is accepting the string data type value. Here sname is the variable of type string. So the sname will store only string type values. Like if I give Logic Labs as its name, then it will store that. Okay. So the string type data will be stored in this sname variable. Int id is of type int, means it store the integer type value like numbers. Integer means numbers like 100, 200, 300, 1, 2, anything which is in the form of integers will be stored in this id variable. Double percentage, double means the precision values will be stored in this percentage variable. Like the percentage will be like 76.5, 92.3. The points will be there, right? So such type of variables will be stored in this double type variables. Okay. And we can create the constants also, right? I told you we can create constants also. So the constant variables, how we are going to define this by using the keyword called static final. If you write static final, then the value for this variable called marks, it is fixed. We cannot change the value for this marks variable. Complete whole program, the value for that marks will be 55 only. If we try to change that also, it won't change because it is defined as a constant. Constant means fixed. If you write static final to any variable declaration, then it becomes the constant. Okay. And the main method. Main method means what? The execution will start from the main method. It is essential for all the Java programs because the execution of any Java program will start from the main method. We can also say this is the entry point of the class. And the main method should be inside the class. We cannot write the main method outside of the class. Okay. And we can create an objects and calls the methods, everything in the main method only because the execution starts from the main method, right? So the object creation and calling of the methods will be done in this main method. Okay, an example. How the definition is, the declaration how we will define is public static void main. This is the some definition for this. And an example for this is public class student. This is the class, and this is the main method, public static void main. Okay. And here we are creating an object for the student class. The student class, we are creating an object inside this. Student S is equal to new student. Okay. And now we are calling the method called S dot mock. See, this is one method. See, where is that? We are calling here method S dot mocks. Okay. If we are calling the method here, so we have provided the curly open and closing parenthesis. If I want to access the this constant means what I will do. Wait a minute. Just if you remove this, then it will become here the constant S dot marks means it will accept here the 55 as the argument. Okay, if we are using a parenthesis though, then the method of this student class will be accepted. Okay, so this is the way how we are creating an object in the main method and calling the methods. These are the functionalities what we can do in the main method. Okay, in main method, we can create an object and we can call the methods. Okay. What are the methods and behaviors? Now, this is like complete hierarchy what I have shown to you. Like first will be documentation, package, everything is dependent in package and then interface, import, interface. And now the class will have the again classes will have the again main method, and in main methods we are having the variables, variables and methods. So we have written what we can write in the main method, like a method object creation and the method calling. Now the next thing is how those methods are created and what is its behavior. Here the methods means we define the functionality of the program by using the Java methods. Okay, the functionality of the program, like we'll write a just now has shown an example, right? Marks means the method name is marks. What it represents. So when we call that method, it will know that yeah, we are trying to fetch the marks of the student. Okay, so the functionality will be defined by using these methods. Okay, and the methods, what are these methods? The methods are a set of instructions that we want to perform. So a set of instructions means and instructions will be given in the methods that we are going to perform line by line. Okay, so that it returns an result. Okay, these instructions execute at the runtime and perform the specific task. Well, we calling this marks method, it is executing at the runtime and it is performing a special task called giving the marks of the student. See here one more example, one class called demo, one main method, and it is having one method called display. Display means what? It is showing something to the user. What is it showing? Welcome to Logic Lab. This message is showing to the user. So here the method represents the functionality of the program and it is having the set of instructions to be executed to perform a specific task. So it is the displaying the user is a specific task and the instruction is system.out.println. These are the methods and its behavior. Okay. So this is completely about today demo session about this core Java. In tomorrow session, we are going to discuss about the Java statements. Okay. Anyone having any doubts? Any questions? Just please let me know. If anyone wants to ask orally also, I can give access to speak it out. No one, no questions? Okay. Fine. Today and tomorrow is the demo session. After that, only the paid students will get the link. Okay, just a gentle reminder to all of you. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet you on tomorrow. Thank you. Bye. Thank you all.